you run from me? If I go, would you be happy here in the end? So is it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Those memories, was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? So is it all for nothing?
Welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're joining us tonight for ABC Collegiate Overwatch. Boise State is currently 6-0 right now, going undefeated so far in the season. Tonight, Texas A&M will try to stop them in that win streak. We'll see how it turns out as the Broncos look to be an unstoppable force as far as Overwatch is concerned. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Mountain Palmer. I'm joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione. And Baratel, Boise State has been quite a force in Overwatch recently. What do you think are the main strengths that this current squad has right now?
I really do think it's a combination of both target acquisition and just overall communication. I mean, these players have been intermittently, depending on what part of the strand they're joining, have been playing together for years. And the amount of practice they put together, all the scrims, and then these kind of high competitive matches really do solidify that communication as a key point for success.
Well, let's take a look at the event tonight and see how things are going to shake out if Boise State can indeed continue their winning streak right now. And it's ABC Collegiate Overwatch. That means it's a little bit shorter, being a best of three, starting out on Control, and going to Hybrid and Escort if it is needed. We can also take this time to look at the opening lineup for Boise State, see what 6 players are going to be playing in the match tonight. And as you can see, we got Matt Merck, Cal, Maxo, Plato, Chosen, and Bagel. It might also have Nerdy. I'm not sure if that's just kind of a glitch here, but we will indeed see who is. I wouldn't be surprised because Nerdy does usually play off-tank, and Kel does also play off-tank, so we'll just have to see what off-tank shows up. It's all brought to you by Count Identity Trust Global Network. Delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences, more than 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. And before we get to the match tonight, we want to remind everyone of Doc's Keys to the Game, brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. That's never to take a fair fight, and that means to take fights in unexpected places when your opponents are unprepared and when you can have ability advantages. Brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. Boise State now just about ready to head up against Texas A&M. We'll see what the first control map indeed is going to be chosen. Normally starting out on Legion, if that is the general trend. But it's actually going to be Ilios, which is the first one that's chosen, which is one that we don't see too often in conjunction with Legion. And also Oasis have been kind of the favorites lately. But Ilios I haven't seen in a little while.
I like Ilios. It has 2 pretty environmentally dangerous areas if we get to see them. So hopefully maybe we'll even see a round 3 here on this particular map, depending on how things go. Boise State with the ability to kind of call targets. They're really, really adept in the moment of getting a hook or a halt there with Orisa, really kind of taking advantage of that and capitalizing that. And then, of course, not taking a fair fight, you're able to turn that into a major team win.
Well, let's get into it and see how Boise State does. Ready to hop in against Texas A&M in ABC Collegiate Overwatch. Like I said at the beginning, Boise State currently leading 6-0, so is right now undefeated. It's a very talented roster, which is ready to play right now.
What's the Texas A&M mascot, huh?
Texas A&M?
Yeah,
I can look it up for you right now.
perfect. I would love that.
Right now, can you tell us a little bit about Ruins, which looks like is going to be the first map that is chosen?
It is a map that some teams consider playing Widowmaker on. It doesn't look like that's going to be the consideration. It's going to be a fast, just go forward kind of sprint team with the teleporter. And that's just, I think it's going to be pretty dive heavy based off what these team comps are looking like right now.
Yep, it looks like indeed Nerdy actually is playing, so we'll see how the Octane game is right now. Right now, Matt Merck is going to get frozen initially, allowing Texas A&M to get to the point first, but Boise State looks to contest them as soon as they hop on there. By trying to be focused down that Moira, who was out of position, but now looks to be protected in the back line. Maxwell trying to get a pick on one of their squishies, and Z-Attack is going to be the first one to actually get a pick on a squishy. It's going to be Bagel who gets taken out, followed by Nerdy, at least out of their mech. So we'll see how the Baby Diva skills are, or might just be hanging back for a soft reset, which it looks like Boise State's going for.
Yep, a soft reset, and Maxwell, despite being pretty pesky and annoying, didn't really get any eliminations there. Texas A&M really playing conservatively, using a lot of line of sight on that damage roll, and maybe they just got to jump on the target acquisition there for them.
We'll see if Boise State can make take the point back for themselves. It's going to be a bit more difficult with that Coalescence, but one has actually gotten onto the point. Maxwell also with a double pulse bomb. Boise State kind of sneakily takes
kill.
the point out from under Texas A&M. No doubt Maxwell making the big play.
Yeah, a lot of resources being used, and with the Coalescence, all the members from Texas A&M were looking one direction. Maxwell had prime access to the backline, gets himself a triple, and now flips the point. Bagel doing some parkour there with Brigitte, always fun. The mines are going to be dropped here, see if anyone's going to fall prey to that just yet. Matt Merck pushing forward, no backup just yet, and Bagel's like on the side, trying to throw out those armor packs as quickly and swiftly as possible. Full retreat from Matt Merck, but Nerdy Bird will suffer for it, getting dangerously low, and a 6-man EMP coming through for Frost. So much damage, no abilities to be used here for the side of Texas A&M, but they have recuperated. The silence is over, and they are screaming to get back to the point.
Yeah, I disagree with the phrase so much damage there. There was really no damage as the follow-up for the EMP, which you're going to need if you want to tear through your opponents. And Texas A&M got enough chance to reset right now. Boise State is going to have to give up this point, but is stalling it out currently, trying to get that charge maybe above 60% before they let it go.
The trickle effect, I mean, you're still getting up to 62%. That means you have like one fight until they equate this if you lose. The only thing that's scary right now is the Sombra here for Texas A&M is definitely equipped with the full ultimate, and there's a lot of ultimates to potentially follow suit. Nice dive from the side of Zack Attack, and he's going to continue to push forward now. Maxwell's opportunity for another time pulse bomb is here. We'll retreat though and wait for a full reset for the team.
50% for Texas A&M, almost matching Boise State's charge, but Boise State and Texas A&M have saved up a lot of resources, and it's going to be pretty insane for this next team fight as everyone presses Q. We'll have to see who necessarily takes the first ult, and it's going to be Texas A&M using it first, going to be using the EMP
Matt Merck's
to
been stuck onto the point.
Matt Merck, again, that's the second time Boise State has flipped it.
The sneaky wrecking ball play. He'll continue to be Spider-Man on the walls. He'll get reflipped, waiting for an opponent. I think he's waiting for them to be corralled into him, or he's going to go for another sneaky pull. No way. He's going to go for the docked up. No mines just yet. Here comes the rally to back it up. Here's the health pack as well. Matt Merck going to roll back in, dive the mines. He's going to wait for anyone to push them into it, but no, the mines will explode, and Reaper will be taken out. A very crucial elimination for Boise State. Pushing forward, Matt Merck going to be silenced. Pushing forward now with the side of Frost. Frost will get instantly taken out. EMP was active, but now it's gone. Soundberry's here as well. Both teams just exchanging blows left and right. The entire time, though, 99% on Texas A&M. Boise State cannot relinquish this point to save their life.
They've got to have one person on it at all times. Here goes the Death Blossom brought out by Kaysen, but is not going to pick up anybody. Boise State, just when they need to, managing to wrestle the point away from Texas A&M.
They flip it. They still have Chosen with an extremely wonderful defensive ult with the Tranquility. And Maxwell, we've seen how devastating they can be with this ultimate on the Tracer, getting in and out when they need to. They have to step up here. It's going to be a 99-99 battle for the first point.
Boise State basically is sitting at a better position, though, because Texas A&M used just about everything. So Boise State should have the advantage, but the one thing that's going to be a problem for Boise State is that EMP, but it only goes on to 2, which could be very crucial. Chosen has this Transcendence, which he can use to try to stall things out should Boise State need to reset here, or at least stay on the point. Might just be forced to use it. That's a great play from Maxwell to use the Pulse Bomb. There goes the Transcendence. Boise State all healed back up again and can now push back onto the point to try to contest Texas A&M. They're going to pick up 2 more with Chosen and Maxwell doing work. And another rally is going to be brought online just in time for Boise State. They managed to keep the point and take the first round.
Yeah, great play. Again, putting themselves in a fantastic position to bait out these kind of hyper-aggressive ultimates and moves. And then, I guess, the icing on the cake that started that whole formula for success for Boise State was the ultimate here from Knott on the Sombra. Texas A&M only got 1 member in the EMP, and really gave Boise State enough time to reset and continue to fight.
So I have the answer to your question on the mascot for Texas A&M.
Yeah.
It's a dog.
It's a doggy?
Yep.
Aw, I like
Looks
dogs.
to have a bit of border collie in it. Says it's mixed breed, but overall, hey, good and loyal to the end.
Love it. Now, this is one of the 2 rounds or maps, if you will, that do offer kind of the environmental hazard. It does look like Texas A&M is kind of picking both a dive and the environmental hazard combo. Z attack there on the Orisa definitely shows signs of that. Boise State sticking to what's working, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You actually see a Torb is also being brought out by Texas.
I can't recognize it because it's not on Boise State, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't count.
I see
it definitely counts, and I noticed it, but I can't notice it.
Nerdy Bird looks like pushed up just a bit too far in case some punish them for it. As Maxwell takes out Peyton in response, but Texas A&M is making a big point for themselves, a big presence for themselves on the point as Boise State all kind of split up. Z attack eliminating Nerdy. Bagel's going to be the next to fall. And Boise State has to go for the soft reset. But Matt's going to still try to draw this out with the help of that orb. Is going to be able to take Turkey out of their mech. So that is a pick that I wouldn't have necessarily expected.
Yeah, just that long distance support, the kind of put it and forget it mentality. Looks like Max is on the back line. Frost looking for an opportunity to go for the silence on one of these crucial targets, and that could be the opening that they need. But Bagel will be taken out, and Frost is just sitting in this stealth waiting for that opportunity. Chosen finds an elimination on the turret. Robot v robot kind of at that point. Omnic robot, I guess.
Z attack, eliminating Bagel, and Boise State, seems to really kind of be going for a divey mentality, but only manages to get a pick here or there. That's going to be one on the case, now on the Peyton. Now it is brought all together with the help of that minefield. And Boise State now getting onto the point is going to hack Turkey right on it, going to be taken out of their mech, quickly mowed down by Nerdy. And now Boise State takes the point for themselves and gets a bit of a stagger as well.
That was so interesting. They were chipping away, almost looked like unsuccessfully until the damage just exploded. And I guess, with them willing to go for a fight, there had to be some communication, prime target acquisition, and just, target calling, and they just felt like dominoes there. Now they'll forward push onto the side of the Texas A&M spawn to try and prevent any sort of rotation to contest. It's always scary when you push forward this far, when you have characters like Sombra existing in the game that can just sneak past you.
Yeah. Sombra, or as I refer to it, the inferior Talus. That's just always the way that I'm going to look at it. I know. I only made that reference for Baratel.
I respect it so much. Yeah, Grover ain't sneaking around anywhere. Although you can get sneaky with the vines, Spider-Man yourself to victory.
Well, Not is going to be able to get a first pick onto Boise State, but it looks like Boise State is still maintaining such a good field presence that they're just going to keep the point for themselves past 50%. They managed to heal back up. Matt and Frost push back against KSM and AZ. Really good job for Boise State, despite a few picks here and there. They're just making so much space for themselves and pushing Texas to the choke points that Texas A&M can't get back on the point at all.
I'm impressed. Nerdy actually survived the Mini Diva mini game and has the call down ready to go. Will go for the full mech re-apparatus, and that's tough to do. Here comes a huge ultimate, though, and the fight will break out. Damage pile shoot, but there's too many buildings in the way. Matt Merck trying to roll himself into victory, and the rest of the teams are here. One elimination here, one elimination there. Boise State now put on the back, but his 2 will fall by the wayside. It's equated by another answering 1. It's 2 versus 3. It's going to be a push onto this right side alleyway. Matt Merck will find an angle, find the eliminations, find the mines, and Boise State continues to hold on to this. Only for a moment, the sound barrier will be here, and they're going to continue the fight. They're still contesting, but there's only one here to contest. It's the self-destructs up in the air. Here comes the high noon, and it's going to land on just about no one as it gets punched and stunned to no existence. And Boise State gets put themselves back into a corner, but fights their way out.
Great job by the Broncos all around. Are going to win on Ilios, but Texas A&M showing they have a bit of fight themselves and are going to be matching the Broncos in many aspects.
Production, why you got to catch me hydrating? What
So
the heck?
yeah, we usually go to a billboard, I believe. So you were anticipating it.
Hydration's important, guys.
But it
Let's
is
be
important,
honest.
yes, that is important. Well, it might be a good time to give the Broncos a break for some hydration, let them to catch their breath before we go into round number 2. So we'll take a short break and be back after these messages. We'll see if Boise State can close it out.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We're currently watching ABC Collegiate Overwatch as Boise State takes on Texas A&M. Already finds themselves up one game and are going to be going into their match point in this best of three. They've currently been undefeated so far in the ABC and are looking to continue that win streak. But Texas A&M has managed to take a few fights away from Boise State. Looks to be a pretty formidable team in their own right, so all is not done for them. I'm your host, Jacob Jen Palmer, joined by Jared Baratel Castiglione. And for the second round, Baratel, we're going to hybrid and what we all know, and, well, some people love, some people not. But it is Kings Row, something we do definitely know quite a lot of.
We've seen it a lot. I feel like there should be some sort of, like, I don't know, Boise esports logo somewhere hidden on the map because we've just stamped it with so many W's. Well, what is interesting is we like to see these kind of teams, especially in these shorter series, to make adaptations in the rounds that they're possibly losing, as opposed to in between rounds. It's still possible that Texas A&M could have had that crucial discussion that they couldn't have mid-team fight because there were so many of them, and now they're going to be coming at this with a different approach. But Boise State, again, this is arguably the most practiced map, if not the most practiced map specifically for the Broncos.
Well, we'll see how they do. Just about ready to jump into this. Boise State moving up against Texas A&M in ABC Collegiate Overwatch, looking to take home the win here. And this is a best of three, so Boise State, having won Ilios, only needs to win this one hybrid game, and they will have the victory. As we hop in right here, and I do believe this is my stop, Baratel. I do believe we have arrived at our final stop.
If what's about to happen between these two teams is anything like last map, I want to keep going. Like, go to the next.
You know, you know what? I might need a bit more protection. This is an inopportune place to stop.
I'm checking out of this hotel. I'm getting on the bus. We're out. Oh, okay. Part of a semblance of a Statue of Liberty. I don't know if we'll see it, but you know, it might be too early to tell.
And standing on the shoulders of giants, so. I might just be doing that for a little bit of scouting. And it looks like we see we see a pretty even matchup so far. Mirror match with the exception of the Doomfist and Doomfist and Boise State bringing out Cassidy instead.
Yeah, this is interesting. I like the combination of Blizzard with the Meteor Strike is phenomenal, but they have to get to that point first, and they're going to just pick their targets, have fun with it, get the 5-player elimination, and just step onto the point. Again, a very practiced opportunity.
Yep.
I mean, despite the maybe cheeky rotation, didn't work out for them.
Yeah, Boise State actually bringing out the Doomfist, excuse me. And Maxo doing a pretty good job for himself. Just going to go into the back line, use your cooldowns, get the combo. You know, just press buttons and Doomfist, and you eventually get the picks that you're looking for. He got a triple last time, but it's going to have to dive back to heal up a little bit. Kasem is pretty much a threat against Boise State. Is going to be taking Nerdy out of their mech. Now gets focused down by Turkey Dog.
Okay.
There goes a Blizzard dropped on point by Boise State. Is going to be freezing Z attack, but he is not focused down afterwards. Turkey Dog is taken out of their mech. Maxo eliminated by Kasem, who also pulls out the Deadeye and tears through the Broncos.
Yeah, the Maul and Wall is a very proactive combo. But you gotta be proactive about it. It's not an easy thing to pull off when you're reacting to an opposing Maul and Wall.
Well,
so.
yeah, I was about to say it's the wall and Maul, not the Maul and Wall. You've got your priorities messed up there.
I'm pretty sure the attack was already swinging when the Ice Wall came up, but you're right.
He's just playing so fast, he doesn't need any wall.
He is the wall. Now, arguably, that point to start the whole payload moving is a pretty tough one to defend. Boise State has a little bit more comfort here. Going into their own wall will be Z attack. He got buffed up a little bit here, pushing forward. Just swinging left and right. See, no need for the Ice Wall. He's mauling regardless. In the backline, though, will be Maxwell trying to get any sort of damage onto any target to stick. But no, 3 members of Boise State will be sent to a respawn, and that's going to force a recontest here later down the alleyway.
Yeah, I was originally thinking that Maxo on the Doomfist was a good pick because he got a triple in the first engagement. Ever since then, it's been all Kasem on the Cassidy, and Maxo seems to pick up the hint. He's going to swap over to the Cassidy as well because the Doom, he just wasn't doing it.
Yeah, both the DPS for Texas A&M had great responses. Here comes an engage with Amplification Matrix. So much damage, and Chosen will be put out of that Immortality Field. The fight continues to go the way of Texas A&M. Nerdy Bird will find one, find two, and will be stuck into Mini Diva form. But after that, Boise State will be ripped asunder and sent to another respawn.
I appreciate the effort, though. I always appreciate a rematch.
You got to go for the remake. It's one of the funniest eliminations.
Well, this is what makes Keen's Row so exciting, though, is that even if the other team is steamrolling, once you get into the factory here, we have seen incredible holds for 5 minutes by the defending team because they have that advantage of the close respawn. Texas A&M especially, though, is going to make a good chance for themselves, eating up Frost Blizzard, dropping their Amp Matrix.
Ready for the shield to go down. It's just Matt Merck on a timer now, waiting for this slam to come through to fruition. Actually, I think starting and canceling the ult almost immediately. Maybe he even got stunned out, but I don't know. KSM quickly approaching their ultimate. Boise State does not have a lot of resources to fight just yet, but if Texas A&M continues to afford them this space, nice seismic slams there. It's not going to be enough. The Blizzard will be on the point. Boise State will be frozen in place. Chosen and Matt Merck will get themselves out, go up to the high ground. Amplification Matrix, so much damage about to come through, but Chosen gets chipped down to 50 HP. Has to go full retreat mode. And the eliminations keep rolling through for Texas A&M. Looks like they have just as much practice as Boise State on this map.
Actually going to block Nerdy off there, walling off Boise State. Nerdy's going to be taken out of their mech. Can't do much to, can't really mow down Orion Shield as Baby Diva.
No, you cannot. Good luck trying. The wall protecting, offering a little bit of safety, but
shatter.
My goodness.
Well, Texas A&M looks to be pretty unstoppable. 3 minutes, 18 seconds on attack. Nothing to sniff at all.
No, they went through with little opposition there.
I really got to say, it was probably the attack, the DPSs that were strongest for Texas A&M. I mean, Kasem was such a force on Cassidy.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, as you kind of highlighted, once that Doomfist didn't get any value, after the 2 or 3 attempted and the Meteor Strike given over, you know, yeah, you want to save for Ultimate, but you're not getting any value of that. Maybe swapping sooner was a consideration. Maybe swapping to a Reaper at that point. You have the Blizzard there for the May. I don't know. Also, you could have have you ever heard of Torbjorn before?
You know, I don't know if Boise State brings out the... They're going to be attacking, though, is the problem.
Well, yeah, you don't do Torbjorn here. You could go Pirate Ship, or like a... You could even offensively go Statue of Liberty here.
But the problem with Pirate Ship is that's more of an escort map thing, because you need to get set up on the payload first. It's much easier to do that when the payload is right out the spawn, but Boise State has to win a team fight first to unlock the payload.
Yeah, I mean, you go Symmetra Bastion, go for an offensive Statue of Liberty, and just rain fire upon them.
I don't know, we've seen Statue of Liberty once since Boise State originally used it, and never again.
So sad. We may see the Widowmaker. I mean, again, this is a map that offers a lot of cheeky corridors and rooms and windows and balconies to contest with. Axel will switch to the Doomfist again, but this time Frost will be on a Reaper, so this could be an explosive amount of damage. Here comes the wall, and the fight to follow suit. Doesn't cover enough ground to completely cut off the opposition. Boise State looking for something, finds two, finds an Immortality Field +1. Taking Z attack dangerously low, gets even the Discord Orb on top, but does not find the elimination to follow suit. Frost looking for a cheeky engage, but there's a Diva up there waiting for him.
I don't think he's gonna. Oh man, barely gets away. Boise State has made their way up.
Guys, help me! I'm dead.
Okay, yeah, that's an unfortunate turn of events for the Broncos. Looks like I'd say let's just go home and regroup.
Let's just do a little bit of that reset move.
You know, let's just go home. You know, sit by the fireplace, read a book. You know. Who cares about this point anyway? They can have it.
Let them have it. You know, just let them get it.
Boise State is going to try again, though. We'll see if they can get the point, but they're running into so much defense here from Texas A&M. It's a that is a feels bad moment.
Yeah, that's Meteor Strikes on board.
Just try to turn it around.
Doesn't land on anyone because they were already dead.
But the thing is,
Still
it does
alive, though.
reset all his cooldowns,
Yeah,
which
that's
is what
true.
you're looking for. So.
And they still have the Transcendence, the kind
Well,
of...
okay, who needs a tank? Chosen's just going to step up and take out Turkey.
Yeah. This is the adaptation that needed to happen. May, while annoying with the freeze and the wall, doesn't have the same damage threat as a Reaper. And when Boise State puts themselves forward with 2 damage threats, a lot of the emphasis being used on mitigating the damage from Meteor Strike, Frost just said, well, if you're looking over there, I'm just going to shoot you. And he did. A lot. So many shotguns on the ground.
Matt is going to do a bit. Oh my goodness, he's going to get walled off there. Boise State is split up entirely by that wall.
Great
It's
wall.
proving to be a constant pain for them. There goes the Death Blossom. He's going to be brought out. Marriage going to pick up one, though. He does get frozen in response, but enough has been done that Boise State can take the team fight there.
Yeah, again, this Reaper doing so much damage and in tandem with the Tranquility.
Oh, look at Matt here.
Matt's looking for the cheeky 1v1. He may just go for a full
Along
stall
with
here.
it, yeah.
I mean, this is perfect opportunity. Maxwell can actually maybe find a Meteor Strike worth value.
Oh,
Tony.
there it is.
And
My
he's in and
goodness,
he's out.
that is nasty right
Yeah,
there.
That's a bit of surgical precision. Taking him in, going in, getting the infiltration, and taking him out like a ghost in the night.
Which, if I'm to look at Doomfist surgical precision, might not be the first
Yeah, that's
adjectives that.
the last person I want to conduct surgery on.
Well, there goes. Oh, bomb's gonna be thrown out by Nerdy. They have to turn around.
Okay, the ultimate there for both. There's the freeze as well. Wizard, nowhere to retreat. Here comes Ghost there from both at least. So much damage everywhere. Matt on the backside looking for something. On the front side will be the slam, but it won't find anything. Beaver neck here for the side of Texas A&M. They'll actually find Bagel. Kills the answer left to right. Frost still alive. Meteor Strike there on the backside. The South Barrier to contest it. It is a doomed amount of all sorts. But Boise State will find yet another one. Find a second one. They almost find a third, but K-San is still there. Matt Murphy will take him out. And pushing forward will be Chosen and the crew. Still defending left and right. And Boise State playing such a calculated teeter-totter of aggressive and defensive movement. And they win out the fight.
Now they can actually match Texas A&M. If they win from here on out, they can get a pretty similar time in terms of overtime. The good news is for Boise State is that they are going to have this Death Blossom to use, which I got to say Frost was very proactive with it before, and he's going to try to be. Now you can see him on the upper ground here. He's going to try to do basically what Maxwell did early on, but it's going to be tough because it seems like Texas A&M is onto his plan.
They definitely know he's there, but here comes the teleport anyway. Going behind has the Death Blossom. Gonna find one, but it instantly gets taken out. It does not matter. The damage is done, and here's Maxwell on the attack. Widowmaker trying to make quick work of these rotations. Texas A&M rotating to a couple of cheeky movement forward.
Oh no, if you
Heroes.
step out from behind here, this Widow.
Maxwell trying to find just a nice headshot. Will be turned away for the poison trap. Nice contest, forcing out the retreat from Z attack, but in the meantime, your turrets are getting taken down. Torbjorn's prime target to stop those from respawning. Nerdy Bird going in, here comes the ultimate. The self-destruct's here. They have no shields to defend it. They actually find one. It's just the immortality field, though, for the moment. They need to continue to push this forward. And here's the response. No shields there on Boise State. Line of sight won't be doing much for Matt Merck here. Now Nerdy Bird's going to be up in the fray, be taken out, be knocked up. They swap to their own Doomfist for combative efficiency, and Boise State getting themselves onto the point, continuing to contest, but they cannot push it forward.
Yeah, the Broncos, man, they might be. Oh my goodness. Right in your face.
It's tough.
Oh, that's a tough moment.
Boise State,
I was saying, Boise State, I know they might be getting tunnel vision because they're so close to the point and they're just continuing to contest here, but it's always risky when you're just trickling in. It almost never works out to your favor, but Matt's going to find a way to work it out with that help, that minefield too. Getting someone very low there. The anti-nade also thrown out by Bagel. Considering how bunched up Texas A&M, something like an anti-nade isn't a bad option right now.
Right.
Ross takes out Z attack. The still being dragged on. Maxwell getting a flank from their Doomfist is going to take out Chosen, but nothing else. And there goes the high noon. That doesn't quite work out in Texas A&M's favor. Never. Yep. Charged up another minefield, too.
To be fair, 2.5 minutes was leaked from the Boise
I know,
State
no,
time bank for that defense.
they still have a really
Yeah.
demanding overtime they have to win.
Now it's time for the Statue of Liberty. Liberty. I don't know if you noticed this yet, Jem. My favorite things in this game are the ones that are not orthodox by any means.
No, you the strategies that you like are the showy strategies, the memorable ones, but not always the best ones, I should say.
That's true. I liked goats. I don't know about you. I like the goat meta. I'll say it.
I don't know if I can really say anything in response to that. I don't know.
I'm a tank
I'd
man,
like
so.
to inform everyone that Baratel is here too canceled in the Overwatch community for saying that.
I'm ready for the new characters. Did you sign up for the beta?
Yeah, I did. Yes, of course.
Of course. Got to get in on the action. We can't cast if we don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna main the new characters on repeat.
I'm gonna try my best, but ultimately probably throw for everybody if that's the case. But at least I'll know what the new meta is. So.
I want to have it so each game is on my shoulders and I continue to fail on repeat.
Well, let's see how it works out for Boise State. They're going to be the first ones to attack here and want to try to win this in just one fight and just try to push that payload as far as they can get. They can't leave it at all here. They're probably going to get one, maybe two team fights with just a minute here.
It's trying to find something, the repeat arrow. I really like Hanzo as a character, but I think it's such a handicap not to get Azaria there on the team as well when you have it. 2 eliminations, no real eliminations. One's a turret and one is Immortality Field. Nerdy Ritter will be popped out of the mech. A Pharaoh will come through. Pharmacy is here. See if that verticality will offer them an opportunity to push themselves onto the point, but right now...
Wait, look, do you see this right now? Look at Frost, where is he? Frost and Matt with a huge flank. I don't know if it's gonna work, but...
It's interesting.
I mean, it does force them to turn around so Maxo can just get a bunch of free shots, so... The Rhine shield turns around. They're all open to the Pharmacy. Boise State making that work.
So somehow that worked. In this universe, that worked well.
That was a very you-like strategy, I gotta say.
I do like that. Contest midway between the first and second objective to get the first one. But it did end up working, you know.
But now they can't give this up at all. They have to stick on this payload the entire time.
Which is dangerous, except for the fact that Texas A&M doesn't have a tremendous amount of punish, minus, I guess, the 2 ultimates from the DPS.
I mean, they did swap over. They brought some swaps out, so they're going to be, a fresh reset on all these ultimates. And Chosen, very crucially, has this Transcendence here. So if you need to stick on the point, that'll help you to do it.
Slammed down here. The mines are there as well. Stuns left and right, but Matt will find himself rolling to safety.
Oh, they see that! Oh! Just for those of you who can't see, Baratel has his head in his folder right now. He's just... Oh,
you hate
no.
to see it. Oh, we're going to see it again? Perfect. I would love... No, get me off the camera! I'm disappointed. It happens, sure. You just hate to see it. Everyone's like, wait.
No.
I wonder if there was a force off, to be honest.
It might have been. I don't know.
Because, Doomfist does have some displacement, sure. I'm pretty sure Texas A&M had a Lucio, so maybe they got booped.
I don't know.
I don't know. At that point, you're like, okay, we can't leave this point. Let's pirate ship. We're rewarded for sitting in one place the whole time.
It's been quite a while since I've seen... Oh, look at the moon. Look at the textures on that moon. That's a settlement there.
Hey, great observer work. I like to see this. What I just saw prior to this, I don't like to see. Unless, of course, Texas A&M does it. I mean... Yeah.
Oh, Boise State is going to have to hold them for so long here. 3 minutes, 18 seconds to essentially hold the first point. Ooh, that's tough on Kings Row. That's very tough.
5, 4,
I love Boise State. They got this. This is the belief. They got one. They continue with the Hanzo. Still no Zarya to boot, but now they have Bagel on the Ana. They're gonna get things with Moxo as well. Continuing with that Tracer. Really big thorn in the side of Texas A&M if they can find the angles.
Well, this is kind of unorthodox for Texas A&M. They're choosing this huge all-around flank route here. The problem is if they get caught out, then that gives Boise State so much liberty to burn down their time, but it does look like they managed to get to point. Maxwell's trying to get a pick here onto their Cassidy. The Immortality Field's going to be thrown down, make it tougher for Boise State to take them out. Texas A&M hasn't dropped one yet.
Boise State's really, really adept using, at least Maxwell is using the Tracer to such nth degree.
I mean, they're taking their sweet time to actually get onto the point.
Yeah, I mean, over 1 minute's been used up so far. So much damage on the front line. Boise State now sent to a minimal amount of players. It's going to be a 4 versus 6 opportunity.
Ross, though, very close on this Dragon Strike, can at least kind of clear out the point.
They're going to get a tick up to set to 1.5. Boise State does not have a lot of time to fiddle with. They're going to push forward with this Dragon Strike, right? They're going to save it.
They realize, yeah, that they, oh, look at this. Chosen.
It's only for a moment. No one else can get to themselves to the point. Matt Merck's trying to push in. Will be stunned at the corner and cannot find access. Will be taken out there. The Deadeye is there. Maxo switching back over to the Sombra.
Well, Matt, I mean, this minefield's going to be really good if they can drop it in that archway.
Yeah, there's a lot of good opportunities here in the archway. Only thing about this is...
Oh, it's getting close, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, Texas A&M doesn't even... They don't even have to park outside of it.
Well, the good news is he can force them all off with the strike. Oh, that is way... No! Oh, well, that shows you why the objective is very important. That's why it's one of Doc's keys to the game. The objective is more valuable than kills. Well, Idaho Army National Guard is a proud sponsor of Boise State Esports. They invite you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming.
Hats off to Texas A&M.
I know, they did a good job. They did a great job.
We sat here, and in our hubris of praising Boise State on King Row performance, that happened.
Yep. Yeah, great job. Either, you know, it probably was they just played well to force Boise State off the point, and it certainly worked out for them. And that amazing attack they had to open it up just placed Boise State in that overtime position that didn't quite work out, but Boise State is now going to have choice of map 3. It's going to decide who wins this, so we'll be back with Escort and see who takes home the first victory here right after this.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this ABC Overwatch match of Boise State versus Texas A&M. And in this best of three, Texas A&M have proven themselves to be quite a force against Boise State. They won it on Kings Row. Of course, it was a rather unfortunate loss for Boise State, seeing as how they did get booped off point in overtime, either that or it was a true C9. My name is Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Jared Berto Castiglione, who is still recovering from the Kings Row C9 incident that Boise State unfortunately suffered. Are you going to be better, Baratel?
We're working through it.
Okay, okay. Well, let's maybe get your mind off that. Just focus on the next stage, which is going to be Rialto.
Okay. Mixed reviews from kind of historical data. Boise State is very comfortable at those crucial choke points, so it's going to be up to whether or not they're able to continue to kind of mitigate any sort of progression beyond that. This map in and of itself, though, has a lot of flank opportunities, although they don't come without their own risk. You know, you can be knocked off into the water, which is surprising to me because, you know, you have this giant armored mech suit. Water shouldn't. Logistics kind of confuse me, but it's an opportunity for Boise State to bounce back.
I don't know. I think that makes more sense to me. You got a giant metal mech suit. You basically got, for all intents and purposes, this giant paperweight, you know, around your neck. That's just
got rockets.
It's
got boosters.
But the water, you know, electrical interference, you know what I mean? I mean, hey, even...
You feel like Diva didn't plan for
You
water?
know what? Hey, many cell phone companies still don't plan for water, so...
That's fair.
That's fair. So it's just one of those oversights, you know what I mean? It's just one of those cost-cutting measures.
Do you think Doomfist just swims with one glove, just going, just
with his gloves still on?
Or he does it backwards and just like wiggles like a fin.
I think we need to see a new event be brought out, the swimming.
Yeah, let's see Overwatch swimming, and then the games. You know, Switch. They have what, Mario and Sonic Olympics?
I know they have to. Well, they already have their Summer Games event. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Here we go.
That can't be that deep, right? The water?
No, it can't. I wouldn't think it is.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
It can't be. Okay.
I wouldn't
Mercy.
think so.
That's an Ash. Okay. That's somewhat typical. The Dynamite, especially with, you know, it being well placed, can really do a lot of damage to shields that a lot of teams like to use, especially if it's like a Winston shield, almost instantly takes it down. Then that burn damage, so powerful. We see, I think, a Sigma.
Yep.
We've seen to really popular degree on a lot of different teams.
So this is going to decide who wins this. Boise State looking like they opted to... Actually, okay, so Boise State lost the last one. That means they had choice for this map, chose Rialto, and Texas A&M, having choice of site, chose to attack first, which isn't something we necessarily see too often, the team choosing to attack first. Boise State's just going to be happy defending right now. Matt Merck taking out their Echo, and here goes Maxwell trying to get a pick onto one of their supports as well, but Frost, so much damage can be pushed out on a pocketed Ashe.
Ooh, okay. That dynamite, like I said, pretty deadly, and Frost very comfortable using it. Damage boosting as well. It's always a nice extra boost, having the ability to, from a safe distance, do so much consistent damage.
Ooh. Frost with another pick onto Cassidy there. So I think we know who the true leader of the Deadlock gang should be right now. It's got to be Frost here, who's doing a great job on Ashe.
Also Bob.
Yeah, Bob is really cool. If he isn't eventually made into a hero, you know, then
His moves are I charge forward and then I shoot. Those are my two moves. You can only move him by charging too.
You can only press W when you're playing him.
Bob doesn't retreat, that's true.
Because he doesn't need to.
He can't.
I mean, you just stare at the opponents and strike fear into their hearts. Maxwell trying to mow down Z attack. He's been stuck with the orb. Right now, it's going to be their back right after he drops the Amp Matrix. Maxwell also picking up Z attack. Turkey is going to be taken out of their mag. That's a huge dynamite there. Is just going to pick up the last few pieces with the help of Maxwell. Cassidy is also eliminated, and Boise State keeping the point before the first checkpoint.
I mean, to be fair, Boise State's doing a really interesting job of making Texas A&M feel comfortable splitting when they definitely shouldn't. Yes, there's a huge amount of respect given over to the Bagel Frost, the Frosted Bagel combo, I'm going to call it.
In other words, a donut.
Also a donut.
AKA.
But they're putting a lot of respect and putting a lot of that dive onto there. Here comes the Bongo as well on the backside. Who is it other than Maxwell? No one. Looking for an opportunity for flank. The boop into almost the ocean, but gets himself back to safety. Going to concede a little bit of this pressure. Waiting for the perfect time to unleash these ultimates. And Bagel goes to resurrection onto Dirty Bird. Transcendence is here to start the fight. Is there so much damage to follow up yet? Here's the Bob as well, the knockup. Bob's in the back just blinking away. But the nerf, this is our self-destruct will get no one as it gets put into a hallway. The backline Bob is just doing what he can. But they will cross the checkpoint.
They get a whole bunch more time added.
That's a big shield. That's a pretty hefty shield there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Maxo taking out AZ, doing a great job consistently on this Tracer, just picking away at Texas A&M one by one.
They put themselves with a turret onto the point now. I mean, that would be the pirate ship play, but maybe not the best play. This is such a tough place to hold. Also, it's sometimes difficult to push through, but there are just so many angles that a team can just sneak their way through and use line of sight to protect themselves. They're going to inch around the corner. They're going to be given that space. We're seeing like an interesting patience to Boise State. They're waiting for picks to happen on the backside, but Maxwell's not able to find one, and then Frost isn't able to punch through the barriers just yet. We'll find somehow Torbjorn on the backside, and the Mines will actually take on one. Boise State pushing forward, taking up as many bullets as he can. Not as much shield as maybe he would like, but doesn't matter. He is damage boosted and pushing people back. Boise State will get a breathing room for a moment.
Not only a breathing room, but also two ultimates that just go online. Bob and Transcendence now available to Boise State, which they're definitely going to need because Texas A&M is going to have 5, almost 6 ultimates, actually. There's nothing below 75% charge for them, so they're going to start putting the first one to good use by using this Amp Matrix. Going to throw down Bob right onto the bridge, and just a boop off the edge onto AZ. Frost. Bob is going to get mowed down, but as for right now, Frost doing a great job holding the high ground. Is actually going to get a pick using the coach gun, it looks like, onto Turkey Dog's Mac. But that Molten Core just tears right through Boise State. Now they're going to have to hold again.
I mean, Torbjorn, closed spaces, doing a better duo.
But Boise State, you know, you got to think, you know, they burned off 4 of the ultimates from Texas A&M using only 1 of their own.
True.
So that's still a pretty good value play, and they can still hold them here. That self-destruct's going to put a damper on Chosen right after the Transcendence wears off.
That's interesting. I think somehow Matt got boosted skyward and it stopped the slam. If he got the slam, he could have reset and around the corner. Another bongo being dropped, so much damage being good over, and a second checkpoint for Texas A&M pushing forward. Oh my goodness. I mean, are they stuck behind in that situation, Bagel and Frost? I don't think they were stuck behind. I think they just got insta-picked.
Well, Chosen's going to take this opportunity to swap actually back over to the Zen, I think? He was on Zen, then he swapped over to someone else. Now it's Chosen to go to the Baptiste, so a bit of musical chairs, I suppose.
Open the start, gone. Maxwell trying to find something, but again, cannot find the angle. He'll find the time bomb. Maybe he will find the breakaway. Yes, he takes out the turret. Can he continue to push forward? The rest of Boise State's there to back him up. Just dashing and darting himself to safety and keep finding some chip angles, but at the end of the day, it's a momentary reprieve, but one desperately needed. Boise State taking the clock down to 1:30.
Well, they're going to have to hold this for probably at least 2 more fights, but most likely 3. Already does have this gravitic flux that has just been brought online. Texas A, okay, where are they? Oh, there they are. I was wondering what route they were taking.
Oh, another open forward.
Just kind of the solo gravitic flux, but the Orisa is just going to stay steadfast, use their ability, and not be moved or affected by any CC.
Yeah, it's a great counter, especially to how Boise State likes to play with the wrecking ball, with the Sigma. Orisa just gets to say, well, you don't get to do that to me. Boise State now being staggered, only 1 ultimate above 75% now. They do have the amplification matrix, but it's up against possibly 4 ultimates from the side of Texas A&M. They're going to go for it anyway. Shots through the wall. It's going to be enough damage. No, so much will be given and just ripping apart Boise State's frontline members' health bars. That will be a clear push on the 3rd point in 24 seconds to spare.
Texas A&M, I think that's what they were best at, is leveraging the ult advantage when they did have it. They just used everything and made the entire space around that payload a death zone. But this was where Boise State really shined. They were able to burn off so much time from Texas A&M in this first third.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, we saw them last week put up just the craziest 3-minute straight fight to defend for that archway for her first contest. And this time they just said, no, we'll let them have it. All right, what do they pull out, Jem? What's their Hail Mary? Because again, they need to win or they lose.
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty safe to say Matt's going to stick on the wrecking ball. It's like 90% of the time he's on wrecking ball.
Sure.
And that really helps them because I think it really does have an advantage in Rialto because there's so much, upper level vantage points that defense can take right here that a wrecking ball or a diva to try to knock those snipers out, just contest them, get in their face, push them down to ground level.
I don't think Junkrat's a bad idea here for the attack.
For
if I'm gonna be
attack?
honest. Yeah. Because so many cheeky walls, you don't have to put yourself in a compromising position. You can just play the billiards game and go for bank shots.
Well,
it's
still living up to your reputation of the interesting strategies.
Instead, the soldier will come out. I still think that's relatively interesting. Maybe not as interesting, but the Hulk's being pulled out, and they get the target acquisition. They have the whole Hulk, Discord, Orb combo. It's just up to Boise State to execute. And they've been given a tremendous amount of space coming up this corner.
Yeah, this is a lot of space that Texas A&M has just given up to Boise State. They're already basically halfway to the checkpoint.
Okay.
Boise State doesn't look like they're really going to use anything.
They literally are just being given first checkpoint. Hello?
This is an interesting strategy. I don't think even you would come up with something this unorthodox.
They're playing very pirate ship-esque, but yeah, you're right. This is an interesting move from the Texas A&M side. Maybe they're just wanting to fight on the edge of it all here on this first checkpoint.
There goes out the Amp Matrix. We have both Shimada brothers actually entering the field now. Whoa! But Nerdy's going to be more than content to take Turkey out of their mech. Bagel picks up Z attack. Maxwell's going to be picked off by Genji, but it's quickly answered back by Matt. And Boise State, with just one team fight, already takes the first checkpoint.
Huh.
Hey.
Maybe attacking is easier than defending? I don't know.
have no idea.
Very interesting. I'll say. I don't know how to describe what I just saw. In all actuality, Gem.
It was a very interesting turn of events. See, this
Texas
Boise
A&M
State
just has like a very non-confrontational defense. They're scared.
This is odd. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Maxwell's just going to use the visor right in their back line. They're going to try to drop the immortality field in response. Is this a different team?
Did someone unplug their controllers or something?
Are they on motion controls all of a sudden?
They turned on motion blur and they're just seasick now. What is happening?
I have no idea what is happening here. 5 minutes 40.
That's a lot of time. I mean, maybe they're doing it for the content.
But it's the last match. They can't drive this any further.
Yeah, no, like the content to get to like a tiebreaker, right?
I have no idea. I don't know what's going on here. Finally, it all works together for them by using that supercharger.
Wait, are they trying to make us see a game 4?
No, we can't go to a game 4. It's best of 3.
I got you, dude. That's so funny. You're so fun to mess with, dude.
Okay. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're getting entertainment out of this.
I really am, because I don't know what else to call it besides entertaining. Boise State is playing like a different team.
Uh-oh, Frost. Relying on that immortality field got taken very low on health and manages with Bot to take out Z attack. Maxwell continues the assault by getting rid of Texas A&M's Genji, and now a lot of damage being placed onto AZ. He's going to be eliminated, as well as there's Zen. No one's pushing the point. We can't have a repeat of Kane's Row.
I feel like that's something that needs to be corrected immediately.
Ooh, but they can set themselves up because they're going to have this amp matrix, so Boise State looks like they might just set all behind it and just use all this damage.
Maxwell switched over to the Genji now? What's happening, Jem?
I mean, he probably sees that the other team is playing Genji and he wants to have a duel.
Sword duel.
But wow, yeah.
They're both still alive. It's
They're
gonna end
both
up
still alive. Who didn't even want to go up against Maxwell. I don't know, maybe. I don't know what situation they were in. But right now, Boise State, that's a lot faster than Texas A&M was.
Yeah, they're going to afford themselves a tremendous amount of time in the bank. And I mean, maybe it ended up being a little bit of a mental gap, or it's either that or Texas A&M is playing something that not even I can predict.
Well, Boise State is just having to deal with the trickle in one at a time, just winning basically everything, and they're finally going to take it. That is
4
quite the
minutes
different.
to 1.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Well.
Question mark.
I don't really know how to feel about this, because
Which would you rather have, a 1 minute Texas A&M or a 4 minute Boise State team?
Well, I mean, of course, it's just, I know the answer to that question. I'm just wondering what happened.
I can't tell you, because even I don't know. What actually happened?
I mean, they basically just set up, they watched Boise State stage their own parade down the main street, and they just smiled and pleasantly waved, it looks like.
Like, maybe Maxwell's flank was that mentally devastating, but then also... What?
It was that mentally devastating.
They said,
But that didn't. That wasn't even in play until halfway through the stage. So what happened before that is the question.
In my near endless wisdom and knowledge, I can't even find you an answer for this.
Yeah, that was.
Unless this was their intention.
I don't know. Maybe they just play that much better in overtime.
There's one situation in which would be the most dastardly of all. Texas A&M says, "We'll give you hope," and then quickly ripped the rug from
I don't know.
underneath you.
I can't really predict what Texas A&M is thinking right now. They did a better job on attack, so this is going to be the way to start out for them. But Boise State, this was the best part of the stage of Rialto that they had defending this first third, so they can probably just run the timer out for Texas A&M if they get a pick here or there.
25%, 2 echoes, could be dangerous. They both have a mercy for pocketing. Okay, and there goes. All right.
Well,
okay.
Maxwell, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep going, keep going.
Okay. Maybe it's a little bit of Maxwell diff. I don't know. I don't know.
This echo is insane.
Well, they have to get to the point now or they lose. So
Look at this run. They're taking up. I have never seen that before.
okay.
Okay.
So Boise State has to get themselves out of the garage and turn the corner, and they win.
Right.
What is happening?
I didn't know what's happened to Texas A&M.
Like
They were such a good team for the majority of this match.
Chat, if this wasn't just a complete polar opposite to how Texas A&M was playing, we wouldn't be so stunned. But this this has to be a
They're
different
just
team.
running away at that point.
I feel like maybe at first it was like, you know when, well maybe not, because I don't have any brothers.
That
so I
is,
don't know
by
what
the
this
way,
is
that
like.
is a very clashy paint job with the rest of the
True. That
with
does
the rest
not
of the
work out.
town.
They want to stick out like a sore thumb.
No.
It's like when you hand your controller to your brother, like, hey, can you beat this level real quick? And then you get the controller back, and then you start suffering again. I think Texas, I don't know. I actually can't tell you what's happening.
Attackers incoming.
Well, Boise State just basically has a chip shot here, and
They really do. They just have to make a, you know, they just have to drift into around the corner, and they win.
yep, and last time, and the problem is like Texas A&M when they last were defending, they gave so much, all the space that Boise State has to
Yeah.
do for this overtime. Texas A&M gave them last time.
Yeah, Texas A&M is going to contest on like the final meter. I bet you $1.
Yeah, they are.
What? But why?
Stop the payload.
Okay, the fight's here. Boise State pushing forward, trying to break through these shields as fast as they can.
Texas A&M just goes.
Okay, they're using line of sight, so they don't have a lot of room to wiggle with. Boise State
Almost there.
The goal line's literally right there. Boise State's not going to be contested yet. Okay, finally.
Just 3 meters remaining. They're
Okay, what's
contested.
happening?
Victory.
Well, hey, I guess one C9 deserves another.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
That's a
I have no
respect
idea
C9.
what happened there.
I'm
but
mad.
Boise State wins.
I'm so
Boise
mad.
State wins against Texas A&M in Rialto. I was not expecting it to quite turn out that way, but it's a Bronco win nonetheless, so congratulations to them. Well, if you want to join Boise State Esports and any of the games we play or production roles, you can. Top talent on with good grades and eligibility can improve your chances as well. To see how you can join the Broncos, go to boisestate.edu/esports for more information.
I'm so mad I have my folder on my head.
I know. It's just this was a weird match, I gotta say. A lot of weird
happened?
turns that I didn't quite expect.
I need to talk to the players. I have no idea what happened.
Well, maybe there is one thing you can probably wrap your head around, and that's predicting a player of the game if you have one.
Maxwell.
Maxwell. Yeah, he had some good plays, definitely.
Yeah.
And he was such a force on Rialto.
He mentally broke them.
he just might have.
Stop them from using their brain. I don't know. I just need to know. Someone, Texas A&M, find me. DM me. It is going to be Maxwell, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. He basically just took them all out with just the echo here.
Yeah, this was cool. I like the flying punch move that he did on repeat. Punch.
And then basically they're just running away. Well, Maxwell's the ICCU player of the game, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Maxwell is your ICCU player of the game.
Now show us the soldier clip, though.
Yeah, probably. That's probably the last one that they have stored here.
Okay.
No, this is
gonna be the Doomfist here?
Yeah, it is. It's
gonna be
with
the
this
Bing
meteor
Bong
strike.
Boop, and then this is the smooth operator that we saw earlier.
Oh yeah, no, this was the precision.
Yeah, this is the precision.
The precision scalpel.
I mean, yeah, but those hands, they look steady. Maybe he wouldn't be a bad surgeon. I don't know.
Yeah. All righty. Well, that's going to do it for this first match, but we have more ABC Overwatch after this break. We'll see if Boise State can get another win here. We'll just have to find out. We'll give them a break, give you a break, grab some water, grab some snacks, and we'll be back with more Overwatch after this. Look at Matt here.
Matt's looking for the cheeky 1v1. He may just go for a full stall here.
Yeah.
This is a perfect opportunity. Maxwell can actually maybe find a meteor strike worth value.
Oh, there it is!
And
My
he's in and
goodness,
he's out.
that is nasty right there.
That's a bit of surgical.
Boise and Doomfist and Boise State bringing out Cassidy instead.
Yeah, this is interesting. I like the combination of Blizzard with the meteor strike is phenomenal, but they have to get to that point first, and they're gonna just pick their targets, have fun with it, get the 5-player elimination, and just step onto the point. Again,
I don't know what situation they were in, but right now Boise State, that's a lot faster than Texas A&M was.
yeah, they're gonna afford themselves a tremendous amount of time in the bank, and I mean, maybe it ended up being a little bit of a mental gap, or it's either that or Texas A&M, and the fight will break out. Damage foul shoot, but there's too many buildings in the way. Matt Merck trying to roll himself into victory, and the rest of the teams are here. One elimination here, one elimination there. Boise State now put on the back, but his 2 will fall by the wayside. It's equated by another answering 1. It's 2 versus 3. It's going to be a push onto this right side alleyway. Matt Merck will find an angle. 25%, 2 echoes. Could be dangerous. They both have a mercy for pocket. Okay, and there it goes. All right.
Well,
okay.
Maxwell, okay.
Okay.
And just keep going, keep going.
Okay.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.